What is going on, nerds? Mark here, back with a new Noisy Pixel tech video, and today we have a new Omen product, and it is quite large, so we're in the living room today, and as you can see, I'm repping Cape Cod. But anyway, we have the Omen 32q monitor. Just want to say thank you, HP Omen, as always, for sending this one out. It's always a pleasure working with you guys. And this is going to be a Quad HD 165 Hertz monitor, 32-inch, so it's going to be quite large. And it's not really like I've done tons of research on this monitor, but I mean, it sounds like it's pretty cool. It's about, I think it's like $400-ish, something like that. I'll confirm on the screen right now for you guys. But anyway, let's get this thing open and stay tuned for the review after the unboxing. All right, so I got my handy dandy tech buddy Jose helping me with this large unboxing. So let's get to it.
All right, let's open this bad boy.
It's a big boy.
So I think we gotta lay it down.
Or girl.
Okay, wow. Looks very organized. We got some cables over here. HDMI, display port.
HDMI display port, what else? Yeah, that's a USB cable. Yeah, it probably has USB ports on the monitor.
These are like sectioned. Okay, this is the base plate.
What's that? Oh, that's probably the back plate of the monitor.
Yeah, this is the arm itself. Yep, it's empty, and we got the monitor.
Here we go. All right, so we're gonna try and install this correctly. Usually you have to lay it down, you put the stand on.
The arm itself.
It's pretty much the same as like their other monitors.
Where are the screws? Is this a screw? Oh, the screws are already attached to it. So that's the base for sure.
Base. Drop the bait. Okay.
Arm.
I think it just clicks in. Oh yeah, you got to put that first. Wait, before you do that.
Yeah.
So this has been like a common question. I think they improved it on this monitor for sure. I think they heard our calls. This is the VESA mount, I believe, right here. Yeah, there was one point that like you had to mount diagonally, and you had to get like a rotating mount, but I think that those days are gone. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Snap it in.
Okay, hold on. There we go.
Okay, there we go. All right.
There we go.
So
we got two HDMIs, one display, and that's it. And we got an audio jack. That's pretty much it.
I think that clicks in. Make sure that clicks in.
Here's the button right under here.
Yeah.
There's no actual click to it.
No?
But it's in there. It's locked. It definitely works. I wish that there's an actual click. You don't even feel it click. But okay. Now for the base. Wow.
Yeah, it screws in from the bottom, and I think the other monitors,
yeah,
I think they've been using the same.
It's a thumb screws though, so you don't really need any tools to assemble it.
Oh,
shall we?
He just swings that screen up.
Reveal.
Defoam. It's always something about a fresh monitor. Little display thingy-mabobbies on here. Can we rip these out? Oh, you got that one first? Okay, let's get that one. All right, clean. All right, oh, it's got some noise, but it's made to come off easy as expected. Let's check out the back real quick. Now that it's up on the stand, where's the buttons and stuff?
Here's the power button. The next question is it easily?
Does it do it? Does it rotate? Yo.
Oh, it's adjustable. Look.
I'm scared.
Hold on.
I'm scared for sure.
You gotta check this out. Boom. It goes lower, goes higher. It definitely turns.
Oh,
it's not fully.
Well, that doesn't make sense. I'm scared. Why would it go that far?
Oh, I lied. There you go.
Yo, I thought this one didn't. That's awesome.
I'm sorry, I scared you guys. Wow, this is great.
There's a lot of screen to go portrait there.
Oh, I like the way it feels. It's pretty fluid, honestly. You should try it. Do you want to try it? All right, Mike's just gonna try handling the monitor, turning it just the way.
There's some residue on here.
I'm sorry.
It's not your fault. I mean, that's just the reality. Yeah, I guess you have to bring it all the way up here, I would imagine.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
How do you feel about it?
It's butter.
It's butter, right?
I see there where you hit the restriction point there, but you just commit.
Yeah.
Just commit. See, like that is hot. Discord. I mean, I think that's it for the unboxing section. Should we turn it on?
Yeah.
All right, let's turn it on, and then that'll be it for the unboxing section. I think I've just been struggling with this thing. Where am I gonna plug this in? All right, we're gonna remove the back plastic because we all love this ASMR. Ooh. Oh. Okay, there it is. Nice and shiny. We're gonna plug it in right here. All right.
Okay, let's do this.
There it is. The camera doesn't do it justice, obviously.
Wow.
And that looks even worse on camera, the light bleed. It's not the deepest blacks I've ever seen. That's going to be it for the unboxing section officially. This has been Mark from Noisy Pixel. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the review of the Omen 32q. Noisy Pixel.
Noisy Pixel.
As a 27-inch monitor kind of guy, jumping into the waters of 32-inch displays was a bit of a shell shock. The Omen 32q gaming monitor steps out of the extremely large packaging, living up to its title, because this thing is quite large. At a price of $399, but often on sale for $279, you may wonder how much bang is in these bucks. It seems like a lot of display for a little price, especially since the 32q offers 165Hz at 1440p, with the ability to even go vertical or even mounted. Let's dive into the nitty-gritty of the Omen 32q. The 32q doesn't attempt to reinvent the wheel with its build quality or materials for Omen's monitor line, and that's a good thing. The monitor is primarily constructed with composite plastics that don't feel cheap, but offer the trade-off that more expensive textures might bring. What stands out is their toolless stand system, which not only looks sleek, but also makes setup a breeze. It's such a practical feature that enhances the user experience, and that's exactly what I appreciate about it. Omen does try changing things up to save costs on certain products. For example, the Omen 32q doesn't have a hollowed out port on the stand neck for wire management, but rather a clip-in loop for threading cables through. It also doesn't have a headset stand at the top of the monitor like other high-tier products sold in this Omen line. I only stress these differences to lead into the performance section of my review. The base of the Omen 32q has strips of fabric, which is unlike what I'm used to seeing, but mixed with the small rubber dot in the center, it holds very sturdy when shifting the display left to right. On the other hand, the 32q is very loose in a rotation pattern, and at first I didn't like the ability to turn the screen, but when I realized this probably helps it not fall over when you hit it firmly on the edges. Honestly, I even thought it might spin a little when I shook my desk, and that didn't happen either. The nature of the base is also convenient for placing desk clutter on top of it, and it doesn't disorient with abstract stand shapes. The Omen 32q's versatility shines through its adjustable height and angle, with the ability to smoothly lower the display bezel to 3.75 inches from your desk and a height range of 6.5 inches. The Omen 32q caters to a wide range of user preferences. It can be adjusted to angles ranging from 5 to 20 degrees, further enhancing its adaptability. But wait, there's more. The Omen 32q has a vertical feature, which seems a bit scary to perform at first due to firm mechanical notches, but use a little force and next thing you know, you have a 32-inch vertical monitor. It's not often you see verticality at this display size, and the Omen 32q makes it really sexy. A small drawback to rotating the size of the screen is making sure you aren't pulling wires that aren't long enough, depending on whether you rotate clockwise or counterclockwise. You don't want the bezel to get in the way of your seamless multi-display setup, but be cognizant of the extra length you may need if your desktop is in an unfavorable location. I would have also liked to see a smaller bezel throughout the Omen 32q, as it adds even more size to this large display. Omen continues to rock the back button and menu button controls on the lower back right of the 32q. Instead of the controls being on the bezel itself, they integrate this reach around design for a cleaner look, and it has grown on me. Due to how smooth the Omen 32q is, blindly reaching for these buttons is really no bother. They also feel very firm and clicky, lacking that common chintzy experience. Also, the rear of the 32q hosts VESA patterns of 100mm by 100mm, located within the back panel and around the ventilation. Don't forget about your local Omen logo. Underneath, you can find all of your in and out ports. This includes 2 HDMI 2.0 ports and 1 DisplayPort, along with a convenient backup headphone 3.5mm jack. There are more than enough ports for a 1440 display at this cost, but what would have been nice is the support for a couple of USB ports on the Omen 32q. It would have fit in well given the size of the unit, so I was a bit upset to see the product lacking in general peripheral support. To say the least, Omen tends to improve the color accuracy of its monitors year over year. For example, the Omen 25i looks more blue than newer Omen displays. The 32q is no stranger to this improvement, as the display is very accurate in the native color setting and has a great natural white balance. You can alter these color settings in the built-in menu or use the Omen Gaming Hub to do so. In addition to these color profiles, you can also add your own on-screen crosshair, change brightness, response time, frames per second counters, and more, but these are not new or unique to the Omen 32q. Although it is not dim by any means, the Omen 32q could definitely be brighter to enhance the colors a bit. The saturation levels seem to top out sooner than I would like. Saturation is directly related to brightness and the expansion of the RGB spectrum beyond 8-bit. It really just comes down to price here. I am just pointing out what you were in for. On that note, the Omen 32q does support HDR, but I prefer a well contrast and illuminated sRGB profile for most cases. I love the application of HDR color data, but not for day-to-day use or content creation, as HDR tends to be a slippery slope to universal color matching between devices. On the other hand, the hardware does not include a set of speakers, and usually this does not bother me. Still, after using the counterpart Omen 27u for so long, I started to appreciate having speakers for social situations, and the lack of internal drivers for the 32q shocked my system a little bit. You can decide where you stand on this topic. If you're unsure about making the jump to 32 inches, the Omen 32q excels a bit further away on wider desks. I tend to enjoy sitting right on top of my display, and the 32 inches wasn't too hard to get used to, but it still remained a bit too large for me. The second I leaned back in my chair, the extra surface area really brings an immersive experience to gaming that smaller monitors can't. Sitting up close, due to 1440p, if you are keen on image sharpness and little details, you can see the pixelation since the Omen 32q hosts a large 31.5-inch diagonal, stretching the image greater than the average small screen size. The pixel pitch is 0.27mm, which is actually good for 32 inches, but it doesn't matter in the short throw. Generally speaking, while gaming, I didn't experience any burn-in, frame smearing, or artifacts. Anything like that. The Omen 32q is a clean looking display that runs at a high frame rate of 165Hz on DisplayPort and 144Hz on HDMI with no issues. This display is FreeSync certified. Although Omen displays have a high ticket price upon release, they often provide a well-built, reliable, high-performance gaming display tailored to gamers first. I had the time to color correct and edit an entire music video project on the Omen 32q, and not once did I feel like I was being gypped of color accuracy. The contrast ratio is 1000:1, which is average, so this lack of image depth can be expected at such a cost. I'm used to my monitors supporting colors up to HDR 400, whereas the 32q only supports 95% of sRGB DCI-P3. Again, the Omen 32q's biggest negative factor is the color saturation when viewing up close rather than from a distance. However, I only had this opinion when gaming. Content creation seemed quite feasible. Also, the black levels were a bit disappointing, as they were certainly more of a dark gray, so be cognizant if you are a designer. The excess screen space or negative space really clears up my OCD when dealing with cluttered software like Premiere Pro. The ability to spread your windows around brings new thought clarity to your workflow if you are easily overwhelmed by messy situations. The Omen 32q has a matte IPS panel rather than glossy, strongly benefiting those who prioritize more of an eye-safe look. Overwhelmingly easier to stare at for longer periods than gloss screens, and I never felt irritation while on the native color setting. I tend to find when done well, glossy screens have more vivid colors. Granted, there is a brightness to back it up, not to say that the Omen 32q has bad saturation, but compared to brighter displays, the colors do look a bit flat. I will say that the Omen 32q has an amazing viewing angle and color shift technology that really impressed me this time around. Usually displays let me down in this category, but not this one. The lighting also seems very even, lacking light bleed. Although it isn't perfect, you can see minor leakage if you really look for it around the edges. The Omen 32q is generally a great monitor, but I find the price more likely when on sale rather than its MSRP at $399. The 32-inch screen size with reliable high frames per second performance, accurate sRGB portrayal, and fair brightness brings a deal to those looking for multiple monitor setups, especially due to the versatility of the vertical feature. The Omen 32q doesn't have to be your main monitor, although it certainly can live up to the name, but it makes a great secondary display for documents, Discord, or web browsing in the vertical orientation. It is also a great monitor for multi-use users rather than just gamers, but I wouldn't consider this a professional level display. The 32q lacks a bit of that extra edge of picture quality for me to get overly excited, but by no means does it look visually poor. Noisy Pixel is giving the Omen 32q gaming monitor a B+. Simply a great product, but it lacks standout qualities and plays it safe. Thank you for watching. Noisy Pixel is a group of gamers who work hard to deliver news, reviews, previews, and more. Please subscribe to keep up with all of our future content. See you, nerds.
Noisy Pixel.